Hello everyone. Today my son and I were going to do pumpkin carving, and what we did, I downloaded one stencil for the pumpkin online, and it's a picture of the Nintendo Bowser, and this is another one that my son drew, and because we have two pumpkins. We have this pumpkin right here. This is the one he wants to do. And we have two knives. One's a boning knife, which has a thicker blade, and a fillet knife, which is more flexible. So they're both good to have. Now what I'm going to do, now they sell pumpkin kits in pumpkin carving kits in the stores. Now I already had some tools. I have a little like awl, okay. This will do the outline of the stencil that we have, and what I have is a file handle. And now what I'm going to do with this file handle is I have saber-tooth saw blades, and I have different sizes. I have more, and this is what that looks like in the store. And what I do is I put it in the handle like this, and I'm going to use this to saw the design to make the cutouts. Now what we're going to do first is, John, what are we going to do first?
First, we carve the top of the pumpkin head.
Carve the top of the pumpkin head.
By using the big knife.
Yes, I'm going to do that because why?
Because I don't do that. You do it.
I do it because it's sharp and you're not old enough yet. If you slip, you can hurt yourself. So, anyway, what we're going to do is we start off with the top. And I didn't mark it or anything, but make it big enough that you can fit your hand in to scoop out the seeds and the inside of the pumpkin.
And we brought
So
a bowl.
when I make a cut, I don't cut straight down, because you want the lid of the pumpkin to go back on. And if you cut straight down, what will happen is it will fall in. So you cut on an angle, and what that angle does is it makes a lip all the way around, and I'll choose right here. And what I do is I'll just go around like so.
Daddy, careful, Filipino.
Yeah. That's my middle name, Careful.
And bro, I will pull out the top, right bro?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have strong muscles because I do this. I'm gonna wreck it.
Oh, really? You sound just like Wreck-It Ralph.
Where's the other saws and things? Oh.
Now, another thing is I don't make it perfectly round, because I make it with little cuts. That way it gives you like a design where you can get it back in. We're almost around. Okay. And there you go. So now I have a big bowl here. I have a big bowl here, and what I'm going to do now, we covered the table with a vinyl tablecloth, and this will help it from not absorbing any moisture from the pumpkin. So the first thing we do is, now we'll save these seeds. What we do is we bake them in the oven, the seeds, so that and cover them with a little bit of salt and everything, so you can have pumpkin seeds. Instead of buying the pumpkin seeds, we use some of it. And as you see, you can put the top back on like that, and it fits back on. So, and it doesn't fall in. Now, what we have to do is I have a large serving spoon, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to do a little, and then we'll take a pause, because you want to scrape out this fiber that's inside the pumpkin. So you go around like this, and this will get it nice where you get it ready for carving. Now, of course, I'm going to do the whole thing, get it very nice and neat, and I'll get back to you. Right, John? Are we going to get back to them?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to scrape it, okay?
Now it's time for me to talk.
Yes, you can talk. Anyway, now I failed to mention, when I brought these pumpkins home, my wife washed them off, and when I was at the store, I chose the pumpkins. You have to have a stem for your handle. Also, what I did was how it sits. Now, just don't grab a pumpkin off the shelf and buy it, because you want it to sit flat. Also, you have to choose which side your face is going to be on. Now, you can see over here, this is dented in, so that's going to be the back. And what you imagine is how the face would look. Come on. Okay, how the face would look. And this is the best side right here. So we're going to put our stencil over here. And what we do is we use tape to hold it on. Now, using the tape, you position where you think the best position is. And what do you think, John?
I think it's good.
Okay, so what we do is we put some tape. Oh, one other thing. Let me show you the inside of what we did. Now, what that does, when you scoop out the inside, it thins the wall of your pumpkin, which makes it easier for carving. So we put that on. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, I was discussing this with my wife, that this really isn't a true pumpkin. A true pumpkin is smooth on the outside. These are in the squash family. That this type of what they call a pumpkin in the store, but it's not really a pumpkin. Anyway, we tape it all up to have it the best that we can. Then what we're going to do is we take this out. Now, I lined it out. All the places with the line, this is going to be taken out. Where you see the white, this is going to be left in. Okay, so this is going to be attached to the pumpkin. The same thing with the mouth. So what we do is we start in the corner and we make little punch holes. And you'll do this all the way around. And when you reach that the pupil of the eye, we go around that. We don't go straight across, because this is going to be attached to the pumpkin.
You're carving it?
Huh?
We're gonna carve it, bro?
We're gotta carve it. So anyway, you get the idea. I'll show you what it looks like if we punch all the little holes around. And we do the same for the teeth. The teeth are the same way. You don't go straight across, but you go around the teeth. You don't go straight across here. Go around the teeth, okay, to leave them in. We'll get back to you. Right, Jen?
Boing, boing.
I forgot one thing. This is a family project. I'm showing you the basics, but my son is doing it. He's punching the holes, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't a competition, but he's got to do the rest because he's been really wanting to do pumpkin carving. So I'm teaching him how to do it. So we'll get back to you. My son, John, finished making all the marks, and what you do is you peel it off. You can peel this off. And I don't know if it will show up on the camera, but you can see all the marks going around. And what you do is use that as a guide. And I'm going to start with the fillet knife, and we're going to insert it at the corner of the eye and put it in. Now go slow, because you don't want to slip. Now the reason why I use a fillet knife is the blade is flexible. Now pull it out easy and reinsert. And what you got to do is use like a slicing motion. You push in and down, but don't press too hard down. Let the knife do the work. So yeah, get in the corner where the pupil is. And almost there. Now, if you have a really hard time, this is where these blades come in handy. The saber sword blades. I have all different types. Once you get a hole in there, you can put it in. Okay. You can put it in like that and make a soaring motion like this.
Like those are saws.
And that way you can use a soaring motion. Okay? So what we got to do is we got to use a fine blade, a fine thin blade for around the eyes. So, John. Okay. Now, when you make the cut, all you're concerned about is this. You can make as many marks in here as you want because this part is coming out. So, we're gonna, what? I have to get a pair of pliers and put this in better, but you get the idea. You have to be careful when you poke this out. You don't want to break this part. So you want to put enough pressure on I think I have to go around a little bit more. Huh? There it is.
One eye.
That's one eye.
The
Now we
other
clean it.
eye.
We clean it up. There's a piece still hanging up, and you clean it up a little. You see, it's very thick. What we'll do later on, we'll carve that out a little so that the light can get out from inside when we put the candle in. We're going to finish up on this. Now, my son is too young to be handling a very sharp knife like this. An adult has to. He's only 8 years old. So if you have a very young child, you do it for them, okay? Until they have the better understanding of the knife and everything like that. We'll get back to you after it's all carved out. I just want to say one thing. When you're doing this and you have the teeth, which is a smaller area, you don't have to take this piece out all in one piece. What you can do is make little slices and cut it. And then you take it out gradually. You don't have to take it out all in one piece. So I just wanted to tell you that. Now I sharpened up the lines. I trimmed a little on the inside because you want the light to come out when you put the candle in. I made everything sharp edges. You thin out a little bit around on an angle. You cut down on an angle, and that way it hides the inside a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we'll take a candle. I have it on a dish.
And we're going to use the
And put it in the center. And we're going to light it and see how it looks. And we'll put the cover back on, John. And what we'll do is I'll close the shades so it dims the lights a little bit.
Stay ready.
And
Ooh.
turn off the lights.
Wow.
Carving.
And that's how it looks. So this is John's design and I'm his assistant for carving it. What do you think, John?
It's cool.
So we're going to do the other one, which is a little bit more complicated. And you don't have to see the carving of that one or anything, but we'll show the finished design. Okay? So we'll be getting back to you. Well, we're back, and we did the Bowser one. Now, this is a little harder. It has a skit, between a 1 to 5. My son's was a 1 design. This is a 4 plus, okay, in difficulty. Now, because you have small places, you have to be very careful. Now, sometimes you do have breakage, okay? I had breakage right here. And what you do to fix the breakage is you take a toothpick, and I put a toothpick up on an angle like this to hold it together. So that's what you do when you have a break. Now let's show you what it looks like lit up, because can you turn off the light in the living room, John, please?
Okay.
Light the candle.
Man,
Huh?
didn't work.
Well, no, it was getting too low. I didn't want to burn my fingers. Now we're going to put that in. And let's see how that looks.
I can see Bouncer.
Now look at that, huh? That's some.
I want to breathe.
Now it'll look even better when it's darker out. It will really glow. Now, one thing when you shoot with a GoPro, they're not good in low lighting. So, here we go. And there we go.
Oh, good.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for following along. This is a nice thing to do with your family. You just have a little patience. Depending upon their age, you may have to be more involved with the knife and everything, because you know. Now, the saber saw blades or the pumpkin cutting kits, they're a little bit more safer to use with a child. That sawing action of the small blades. Anyway, thanks for following along. Please click like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and have a good day, everyone. Happy Halloween!